विडो स्पाइडर के बारे में जानते हैं? After they make love, female spider male spider को मार देती है.
Hello everyone, this is Soundarya Athimuthu from the Quint and you're listening to Do I Like It? A Quint production where we review anything and everything under the sun. And in this episode, I'll tell you, do I like Sundeep Kishan's latest film, Michael. Presented by Lokesh Kanagaraj, who recently took the box office by storm with his Kamal Haasan starrer Vikram, I think Michael was just having so much of hype around it. And I was really kicked to watch this film because it was a bilingual, both Tamil and Telugu fans, all of them were expecting. The film features, Gautam Vasudev Menon, the handsome Sundeep Kishan, and also it is the next directorial of Ranjit Jeyakodi, who's previously given his successful Isped Rajaum Iderani. But did it really meet the expectations? Let's see. But before we talk in detail about the film and the review, let me remind you, go hit subscribe to the Quint's YouTube channel and follow us on all podcast streaming platforms. Coming back to Michael, the story revolves around an orphan kid who races himself against all odds to become a gangster. But why is he actually entangled in this underworld? Like, why is his life not so simple but filled with blood and gore? Is he here to settle a score, or what's happening in his life? That's pretty much what Michael tries to answer. Like Rocky in KGF, Michael here is driven by the most important woman in his life, his mother, and her words become his purpose. But that's where the similarity kind of ends. Michael is totally a different story altogether. So he saves a leading don, Gurunath, played by Gautam Vasudev Menon, not once but twice. And because of that, Gurunath kind of starts seeing Michael as his own son. Michael is tasked by Gurunath to kill Tira, played by Divyansha Kaushik, and her father. However, life doesn't happen the way you want it to, right? So Michael falls in love with the girl that he is tasked to kill, and the plan kind of goes haywire. So what are the repercussions of, failing to complete this mission? That kind of forms the rest of the story. Let's start with the positives. Michael is brilliant in terms of its excellent visuals and nuanced color grading. The cinematography is like on point and it simply amps up the mood of the film. And every sequence was like so rustic, raw and riveted, it was just aesthetically shot. Even in the most clumsy scene, as a matter of fact, you would just fall in love with the framing, the way things were in that frame. I mean, that's just beautifully shot. And the action sequences in this revenge drama are kind of choreographed in such a way that it kind of perfectly lets you experience that adrenaline rush. Okay, positives are done. That's all about the positives, genuinely. Because the film is so obsessed with style that it kind of lost track, when it comes to screenplay. It kind of lacked that novelty in its narration. It was pretty much what we've seen for several years together. Like a gangster drama, we know that formulaic gangster drama, right? It pretty much fits into that. I just felt there was nothing new that one could experience. The twists and the turns and all of that also kind of get very predictable. And one of the major turnoffs for me was that it is a bilingual film, right? But it doesn't feel like a Tamil original, nor does it feel like a Telugu original. You know what I mean? Like, the mismatched dialogue delivery keeps you from feeling connected with the film, and moreover, the plot was like as generic as it could get. Jumping from one place to another without any context as to why it is happening. So after all this talk, if I were to say, do I like Michael or do I not like Michael? Let me say this. The heroine in the film keeps saying, "Don't fall for me, I will break your heart." I just felt the director indirectly spoke about the film to the audience. You know what I mean? Like, knowing that this is filmmaker Ranjit Jeyakodi's follow-up to his successful Isped Rajagam Iderani, starring the handsome, dashing-looking Sundeep Kishan and the classy Gautam Vasudev Menon, and as well as some very, very interesting cameos by Vijay Sethupathi and Varalakshmi Sarathkumar, I just fell for Michael and it did break my heart. And yeah, that brings us to the end of this episode of Do I Like It? Follow us on Instagram at The Quint and tell us what you want us to talk about next week. And check out our website, thequint.com, for more groundbreaking reports and videos. This was Soundarya Athimuthu, and you can hit me up on Instagram at SoundsGoodChennai, and we can chat about cinema and anything else if you want me to. And I'll see you in the next episode of Do I Like It? Until then, bye-bye. Do I Like It is a Quint original podcast hosted by Soundarya Athimuthu, executive produced by Shelly Walia and Ritu Kapoor, produced by Anjali Palod, edited by Anjali Palod, uses audio from Michael, theme music from BMG Production Music.
You were listening to the Quint's podcast.